Okay, in this video, I'm going to tell you how they forced me to install Linux. This is my first week, so brand new user. Basically, cutting to the chase, my banking and phone, and I'm sure other sites, refused my browser. So I had a Firefox ESR Extended Service Release version 115. They did not like that. The Extended Service Release was getting me by for like a year. So I had to change. I had to, and I'm going to go through from partitioning onward, all that I had to do. But the basic takeaways is that the right click and batch files are the biggest thing I miss. You can't configure this much, the right click and batch files. There is Bash, their version of batch files, but I'm going to have to do some relearning on that. So that's basically all that I'm really missing, other than kind of, how to move around like this with, hitting the Windows key and E to bring up your Explorer windows here. A great thing is if you're transferring files or whatever, I have a thumb drive in here, it's easy to eject. Forget the system tray USB icon. You can just do it right from here. The file system is kind of interesting, and how do you navigate, like it'll show you the files, folders and files, and you can just go and open them up from here. So that's like normal. Now I'm going to go into my network. This is where I have all my movies. The Western Digital comes up and I don't need to configure. However, I have another network storage device that I can connect to real easy. Let me do that real quick. So connect to server, you need to know what it is, the IP address, and then connect. So that is better than, it's not better than Windows 7, but it's better than Windows 10 and 11 because they need you to have a parent folder and assign a drive letter. This is, even though I had to type that in, maybe I can make a shortcut of this, or I'll figure it out. But still, once you have it open, it's there. So the ejecting, the going to the Windows shares, easier than Windows 10 and 11 because they want your password all the time. So that's what I like about this, is they're not bugging you all the time with connect, admin, and then your password. And usually those are saved, maybe your admin. Anyway, it's such a delight to just put that in and just go. This is kind of the hovering part and clicking. I seem a little, that's not really how I do things. I usually, I'm usually Windows 7 and I just want to click on it, not hover and then click. So that's something I have to get used to. So you can get out of the network at any time. So that's for the network storage device. Now, when you put on Linux, you're going to be concerned about what programs you can use and if you can use them at all on your distribution. Encryption and VPN are a big part. So one of the first things I did was see if my VPN, which is CyberGhost, worked. And it did have, where is it here? Linux. So I knew, okay, there's a chance that this will work. Really easy, log in, follow the instructions. You download a zip file, you put it in a folder. So all I have to do, once I configured that, is hit this button right here and turn it on. And within 2 seconds, my VPN connection is ongoing and it changes my VPN number or IP address instantly. And I can just torrent away or do whatever. So really relieved. And also you'll be relieved to know that encryption is available. There's a whole bunch of encryption in the software manager. And let me show you what I put on. Ccrypt. And we're going to encrypt passwords.txt. Put in a password. Repeat it. There. So don't worry about encryption. I know there was just a scandal with FirstPass. I could be getting the name wrong, but it was like OnlyPass or FirstPass. There was some kind of data collection or backdoor. So I'm trusting all this open source, and it should be better. So there is the file. It's encrypted. It added a CPT on there. So I want to use the -D for decrypt, passwords, text, and CPT, then the password, and there. Now you can view it with the text file, and that's it for encryption. So that should, get a graphic user interface or do it by the terminal. Plus, I kind of altered this. Just know when you do a install, the terminal will put your name and then your name and your PC or computer identification, what your PC is. It grabbed HP 3130 Pro, and then I put i5 on it. So that brings it out to here. So if I want to type a command, it's way out here. There's ways, just look online to change that. So I just put it to my name, and then I have something to change the title because I have my name and then the name of my PC. So there's a lot of customization. The fonts, you can customize just about any font for anything compared to Windows 10 and 11. They don't let you to, customize your fonts for a lot of things. Okay, I went through the VPN. The update is really easy. It'll just have like the shield with a dot if there's any things to update. And just today, I've had like 5 updates. So it really keeps up to date fairly fast. I love the software manager to show you all the programs that you can install on this version of Linux. So that would be one thing. Make sure all your programs are here that you need. Then I think I've got everything. Windows, password. Oh yeah. Windows account is required. They're even starting to take off YouTuber content creators that tell you how to get around it. So it's going to be eventually where they won't even let these guys, unless they demonetize it, say anything about it. Another reason why to go to Linux. So I had a special deal. I used a old PC, single core, started with Zorin. It said I could dual boot, so keep my Windows 7 and have the operating system. If you have a big enough hard drive, I would definitely, tell you to do that. The reason why I did it the way I did it, I have my main one I've had for years and years and years. This hard drive is 12 years old. So I didn't want to put my Linux on something that could fail. So instead of dual booting on there, I went and got a hard drive that was exactly the same size as my original hard drive to get it so they're similar. And I don't need a 500 gig hard drive. 250 is fine for me. So I unplugged the SATA connection to my main computer, so it would just skip it altogether and recognize the new hard drive. I will show you the picture of my boot screen. And I kind of wanted to, this might have messed things up because I had Windows 7 and Macroom Reflect. Make sure you have Macroom Reflect if you're using any kind of Windows, because it saved me, and I'll get that into the partition when I get into that. But I kind of wanted to skip that, just install it, and then use Easy BCD. That will help you configure and add the Linux Mint. So that's a Windows program. I use, of course, Reflect for my backups. I don't want to change from that. I have a core Windows 7 I love. I don't want to get rid of it just yet. So that's how my boot screen comes up, and it waits for me to actually pick one. Or you can have it timeout. So that was pretty important for me to get straight. So I basically installed Linux Mint on the new hard drive, and here's where I ran into a little bit of problem because I'm very particular. It made my hard drive take up 500 meg just for the boot, and there was hardly anything in it. So I resized it from 500 to 100, and then when I rebooted, it had an emergency mode and a DOS screen, and eventually went back into Linux, the user interface, but it did not like me moving around the partition. So I got the idea, okay, I already made an image when I first installed this, fresh install. So I just opened up Macroom Reflect, dragged the boot partition I made a backup of, dragged it onto where it was supposed to go, and it worked. It put all the files, organized it the way it should be, booted fine without the emergency mode. so I was lucky. But I had to have things just the way I want it. And little did I know it has to have a like unallocated, like at least 1 or 2 meg. So I'm learning stuff as I'm kind of messing around. And that is a Grub2 kind of partition, and that is the partition that you use EasyBCD to point to, whatever it comes up. But yeah, it says boot here. So another thing I wanted to do after I got that figured out is to do my files and then the operating system files. So originally, when fresh reboot or fresh install, I should say, 50 gig. So since I've added all these programs, it's up to 75 gig now. But you can see I've got some space, and then I just cut it in half or partitioned it in half. And then here's all my media files. Now, so when I do backups with my Macroom Reflect or something else, if I can it can recognize it, basically, I want the operating system files separate from my, big old media, movies and videos I do for this channel. I want them separate because I want to be able to back up when I want to and what I want. So that's a hint. Of course, make sure all your programs work before you actually decide to go to this route. I don't know if I mentioned the USB boot. If you have a newer computer, can boot to USB. I had to do everything by burning the ISO to a DVD, and that worked fine. So I went through the dual boot, partition, context menu, the password that Microsoft Windows 11 is forcing everyone to do. So I do a lot of re-encoding of my videos, my entertainment videos. I'm not really going to mention the names, but I've got thousands of them. But I'm going to make everything Windows 10 because that can still do local accounts. In my product review, I did buy a new Bose Game mini PC just a month ago, and doing encoding on that. Windows 11, I don't like all the hassle you have to do to get it to look like Windows 10. A lot of irritations with that. So if I ever need batch files, Windows 10. Or I could just decide to go back to Windows or overwrite my main one. I'd be sorry to see my Windows 7 32-bit go. I do all my programming there. I still don't trust Microsoft Windows 10 and above, but only for encoding. So since I do encoding, I have this P sensor in here to see what my temperatures are. There's also extensions, and in your thing here, I think you can choose extensions too. But anyway, it's kind of like Firefox extensions. So I had to download it, I think manually maybe, because it wasn't in the software management software. So Windows key and G. Okay. This you can configure because this was 6x6. So this takes place of my Windows grid I used in Windows, I still use, but this will let you make yourself the different sizes that you want. If you have a particular way you want to, size you want to put certain programs, and it's customizable. So that's G-Tile or Tile G. I think it's G-Tile. And I'll just hit escape. So first week, a lot, very successful. I wanted to make this video to show you how easy it is. Plus, I had to go to something, and I'm not going to Windows 11. It's too much spying. I didn't even say I think on Theo Joe YouTube channel, they have where the AI and the, recall, where in PowerShell, let's see if it's in here. If you use PowerShell, you can see the screenshots that they're taken. You can't open them up. They're in raw form, but you can see they actually exist, even though they say you don't have screenshots. They are still taking it, and I do not trust Windows 11. They're hiding it. So they're using your computer, your internet, to spy on what you're doing, what you're looking at. And I'm not having it. I'm done with that kind of stuff. It's getting out of hand. And with AI, just look on YouTube for more of those types of videos. It's everywhere. It's scary. Linux is the way to go. So I did the partitioning. I better start wrapping it up. I did the VPN. If there's anything else, put it in the comments. Go to my gammaphase.ultravista.org for batch files, videos, software, and others with the Linux. Maybe I'll do another one. But right here, there's a lot of Windows programs I've created, projects for the winter to re-encode my old movies, cartoons, and shows to save 30% savings on space. I've saved almost 100 gig already by re-encoding. And then my hardware review of my mini PCs are here, and a whole bunch of other useful product reviews in the ID band at YouTube. So I hope this has helped. I hope that you enjoy this video. Put some comments if you have anything for me to add or to look in for the next video. It might take me a while to get up to speed. So give me some hints, and thank you for watching, and have a good one.